Hello and welcome to this game pickups video where I'm going to be talking about all of the stuff I've been collecting throughout July and August. I did already do a game pickups video where I briefly mentioned the games that I got at the start of July, and I said that I wasn't going to get any more games that month, but basically I lied and I did end up getting a few things. So let's just crack on with it and take a look at the first game that I got in July outside of the ones that I mentioned in the previous game pickups video. So, the first game that I got, technically, was The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. I actually completely forgot that this was even coming out, to be honest. And as of now, I've actually not really played this very much. I've probably just got to the end of what I guess you could consider the tutorial section, and I am enjoying it, it's just that I've not really had that much time to actually play it recently because I've been working on quite a lot of videos, and I've just been like going to work quite a lot and stuff. But I'm definitely going to come back to this at some point and complete it, because it's actually the only 3D Zelda game that I've never finished. So I'm looking forward to actually finally playing it properly, and yeah, that should set me up pretty well for Breath of the Wild 2. It's interesting as well because Breath of the Wild 2 does seem to be quite heavily connected to this game, because there's the bits where you go up into the sky that we've seen in the trailers for Breath of the Wild 2, and also the timing of them releasing this game seems to tie into that as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a lot of references to Skyward Sword in the new Zelda game. The next game I got in July, I just saw at a local shop and I just decided to jump on it while it's there because it's something I've been meaning to pick up for a while now. And then in August I actually saw the sequel to it and did the same thing. And these two games are Metroid Prime 1 and Metroid Prime 2. So yeah, I've been wanting to play these for quite a long time. And to be honest, I've been wanting to get into the Metroid series for quite a long time as well, because the only one I've actually ever fully played is Super Metroid, which I actually played for the first ever time on the SNES Classic. So yeah, I'm pretty much a newcomer to the Metroid series, and from what I've heard and what I've seen, the Prime series seems to be a good place to get into it outside of Super Metroid. I don't know whether I'll be picking up Metroid Dread on release, because I do have quite a few games in my back catalogue now and I kind of want to tackle some of them before I pick up too much new stuff. But yeah, I have been considering actually doing a stream of Metroid Prime 1 and 2, just because I don't think I'm going to review them because I feel like that would take me too long. So yeah, I think streaming might be the next best thing. And plus I think it will be good to play it with like people in the chat as well, because you might be able to help me out. So we'll see, I might get around to doing that in the near future. But yeah, at the moment I can't really go into very much detail about them because I've actually not played them yet. I obviously know the premise of them being like first-person Metroid games, but outside of that, I can't really comment. So yeah, on to the next games, I guess. This is actually a very similar situation to the two Metroid Prime games that I picked up, because I saw these at the same time and they're a part of the same series, and I just ended up getting them at the same time just because they were really cheap. I think both of them were just like £2 each. I've already got the first game in this series, and when I just saw the second and third one, I kind of just thought that I might as well pick them up. I don't really plan on doing a video on these, I just kind of want to play them in my downtime because I never actually experienced the sequels, and it is Dead Space 2 and 3. Now I'm actually quite a big fan of Dead Space 1, and I played it quite a lot on the Xbox 360, and I picked it up quite a while ago on the PS3, and I've been like dabbling with that, playing it on and off. And I think it still holds up really well. It basically just feels like a modern game outside of the graphics, which have obviously dated a little bit, but even then I still think it holds up really well just thanks to the visual design being so strong. Like I say though, I never really got around to playing the second or third games, and I hear that they're not quite as good as the first one, especially with the third game having more of an emphasis on combat. But that is a bit of a strange criticism because even the first game was basically all about combat, but I think it's more so that you're just shooting at normal people sometimes rather than the monsters from Dead Space 1. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to giving these a go. When I finish Dead Space 1, I'm definitely going to go and play the second and third ones afterwards. It might take me a long time to actually get around to doing that, but that is my plan. The next game I got was in August, and this is a really interesting one to me, to be honest, because this is a game that I've kind of thought looks really interesting, but for some reason I've just never got it, and I saw it for £10 in a local shop, and I just figured, like, for that price I might as well just pick it up and see what it's all about. And this game is Starlink Battle for Atlas. Now this is a very weird game, because I would have thought that this would have been exclusive to the Switch, but it actually isn't. It's actually got versions on other consoles as well, just without the Star Fox content. But that's kind of strange, because I kind of feel like the main appeal of this game is that it's got Star Fox content. So yeah, that's a bit strange. Basically, the gimmick with this game, though, is that it's one of those Toys to Life games, where you've basically got this like ship that attaches to this controller grip. So you're using the controller and it's got this massive ship attached to it, and you can attach like different guns to the ship, which then appear in the game. Which actually sounds like quite a novel concept, to be honest. The ship that I got is the one from Star Fox, so when I'm actually playing the game, it's basically just going to be a Star Fox game. So I'm kind of looking forward to giving that a go, and I do plan on doing a video on this. It probably won't be a full-on review, but it'll just be me, like, explaining the basics and what I think to it. Because I don't hear anybody talking about this, which is kind of strange considering it's the closest thing we've got to a Star Fox game on the Switch. The next game I picked up was also for the Switch, and this one, to be honest, was very disappointing for me, and it's Mario Golf Super Rush. Now, the thing is with this is that it has got quite a good core, and when you're just playing it for a little while, it is quite good and you can have a bit of fun with it. But my issue with it is that really it just lacks any sort of depth. I feel like the courses are quite bland and uninspired, and they could have done some really crazy stuff with it being set in the Mario universe, but it just never quite actually does anything with it. I mean, like, yeah, you do have some, like, obstacles there, like, you've got the, like, rolling rock people that, like, get in the way of the ball, and you've got, like, tornadoes and stuff, but it's just not really utilised all that interestingly. And plus, I think that the graphics in this game are actually really, really bad. Like, everything kind of looks a little bit blurry, and it's kind of inexcusable when you realise that the golf courses are mostly all quite empty with copy and pasted trees everywhere. It just looks like a budget title, and that's kind of annoying because it isn't a budget title, it costs quite a lot of money. On top of that, I'm also not sure about this stupid, like, live service thing that Nintendo do with some of the games, especially the Mario sports games, where they do these monthly, like, drip-fed content drops, where, like, you need to compete in, like, online tournaments to unlock certain characters and stuff. I kind of wish that you just unlocked these characters in the main game, rather than having to wait for months for the content to gradually appear in the game. Because, I mean, a month after this game's release, nobody really cares about it outside of the hardcore fans. So if all of the content would have been in the game to begin with, it might have been a little bit more engaging. Don't get me wrong though, I do think that this game is good as a multiplayer game, and that's probably the intended way of playing it, to be honest, and it is by far the most fun I've had with the game, playing it with friends and my girlfriend. So yeah, I guess if you don't have anybody else to play it with, maybe give this one a pass, because it really isn't all that good. The new mode where you kind of like actually run after the ball after you've hit it is good, but again, I kind of just feel like they could have done a little bit more with it. Like, there could have been more, like, platforming involved or something, because as it is, you're kind of just running in a straight line to the ball, and there's not a lot that actually gets in your way. I just feel like it's a bit of a missed opportunity, to be honest. The final game that I got in August is probably actually the one that I'm most excited to play, but I'm not going to be playing it for a while because I still want to play the first one, which I've got on the Switch, actually. And this is Super Mario Galaxy 2 for the Wii, which I obviously had to get on the Wii because Nintendo were refusing to put it on the Switch for some reason. But yeah, I've actually never played Mario Galaxy 2. I did play the first one on the Wii, and I got close to 100% in it, But then something happened when I was transferring all of my data from the Wii to the Wii U, and it made it so that I couldn't access my save data, so I never really carried on playing it. So that's something that I want to do soon on stream, because I have recently-ish streamed Mario 64 and Mario Sunshine, so it only makes sense for me to now go on to Galaxy and Galaxy 2. So yeah, I kinda just picked up this game just to have it in my collection for when I'm ready to actually go on to play it, after I finish the first game. I hear that Mario Galaxy 2 is probably better than the first one, which is interesting because I actually remember really liking the first Galaxy game. Maybe not quite as much as 64 and definitely not as much as Odyssey, but yeah, I do remember it being really solid. So yeah, I'm excited to play that again, and I'm excited to play Mario Galaxy 2 for the first time ever. But that's all of my game pickups for the months of July and August 2021. Let me know down in the comments what you've been picking up over the last couple of months, because I'm always interested to see how different our collections are. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to see more stuff like this coming soon, and I'll see you next time. Bye!